I am the son of a mass murderer. He himself was accused after the war and was sentenced to death by hanging, which I really enjoy. I would say from my heart, I love Germany, but I don't trust the Germans. My name is Niklas Frank, and I am the son of Dr. Hans Frank. He was the Governor General in occupied Poland, and he was, as a deputy of Adolf Hitler, responsible for every death in Poland between 1939 in autumn and 1945. I'm completely against the death penalty. But for my father, it was the right decision by the judges.
Ich wurde zunächst bayerischer Staatsminister der Justiz und nach Auflösung der einzelstaatlichen Justizministerien Reichsminister ohne Geschäftsbereich. Ich wurde 1933 Präsident der von mir gegründeten Akademie für Deutsches Recht. Ich war Reichsführer des Nationalsozialistischen Juristenbundes, der später den Titel eines Rechtsfahrerbundes bekam. Ich war 1933 und 1934 Reichskommissar für die Justiz und ich wurde 1939 Generalgouverneur des Generalgouvernements in Krakau.
And he grew up in the Catholic religion and studied law, so he knew by heart and by brain what is right, what is wrong. And voluntarily he started his career as private lawyer of Hitler in the fighting years before Hitler took over power in 1933 in January. And he could have gone into so-called inner emigration. He could have nourished his family as a lawyer. And that's my father when he was in the witness stand. It was on the 18th of April in 1946. And at this time has become in the meantime a very, very pious man. Father O'Connor, who baptized him in the November 45, again into the Catholic Church, he said to his companion, I don't know whether I really can believe the new religion of Mr. Frank. He was a liar till to the end. This is the room at the Nuremberg prison where my father was hanged in the night of the 16th October 1946. This was the hangman of my father, Mr. Woods of the United States. If you look at these people, you would say they look all like criminals. That's my father on the right-hand side. That's the notorious Hitler. And there is looking as on the tower of Wawel Castle, where he was living and also had his personal office. And he looks in the direction of Blaschow concentration camp. And he never cared. He never gave about all the innocent people. And this, the pompous father as a Governor General. If he would have survived, he would have brainwashed me. I would have become a very right-winged, merciless person. That's my mother and my father together. She was the Queen of Poland. She had her own car, her own chauffeur. She really enjoyed life. All the other ladies as far are in dark clothes. My mother always to be the most whom we were looking. She was a typical German. When she was the queen, she behaved like a queen. After the war, we were suddenly poor and we were a family of criminals. She never said anything to me about the wonderful father I have had or about the wonderful time she has herself experienced. And she left me with a sentence which I found in a letter of hers. When I think of our life during Hitler time, we were without mercy. Such a sentence my father never has said. We are about 82 million people, and I would say only 1 million of them are really true Democrats. And my fear is that the German people are fed up with democracy and that they longing for a new dictator. The AfD is really the same party like the old Nazi party, where my father was an important member of. They will really change our view on the German history, which will be great and unbelievable, and we will still then again a so-called master race, Herrenrasse. This is what will come, I fear. They will prepare German to kill again innocent people.
Bei muslimischen Zuwanderern schaut die Geburtenrate nämlich ganz anders aus. Sogar die Auffettung der Einwohnerzahl durch zugewanderte Straftäter mit mehrfachen Identitäten scheint sie überhaupt gar nicht zu stören. Doch ich kann Ihnen sagen, Burkas, Kopftuchmädchen und alimentierte Messermänner und sonstige Taugenichtse werden unseren Wohlstand, das Wirtschaftswachstum und vor allem den Sozialstaat nicht sichern.
I don't think that the Germans have the power to resist. The Germans should know exactly how to behave against, for instance, the migrants, the refugees, because we have organized the Holocaust. But we are still a people without mercy, so we haven't learned anything from the 12 years under Hitler. Every German, also the most anti-racistic German, has pictures in his brain, mountains of killed Jews, children, women, naked. And all besides these pictures, we behave again and again without any mercy. After the war, our parents and grandparents and all the Germans who have survived the war were silent. They never talked to their children about what they themselves have experienced. And this is for me a direct red line from the end of Hitler to the AfD.
Kaum einer traut sich noch, seine Meinung frei zu äußern.
So weit ist es also schon in Europa gekommen, dass man eine Gefahr nicht mehr eine Gefahr nennen darf.
Über 70% der Bundesbürger in aktuellen Umfragen sagen, dass sie gewisse Themen in der Öffentlichkeit aus Sorge vor negativen Konsequenzen nicht mehr ansprechen. Dann ist was faul in diesem Lande und was faul mit unserer Demokratie und das darf nicht sein.
And the children know exactly. If you ask, tell me about your past, dear daddy, dear mother, nobody will answer them. They will be quiet as they were quiet when Hitler came to power. This silence is creating a poison. And this poison is now in our grandchildren and even the grand-grandchildren.
Breaking news out of Germany. Police there have confirmed at least 8 people have died after a series of shootings in the German town of Hanau, right outside of Frankfurt.
Hatred and racism after a deadly terror attack in a town east of Frankfurt.
Hi, my name is Anan, and I think the Holocaust never happened.
Coming to my family, I had 4 siblings, And 3 of them were defending our father as an innocent victim of Hitler, Himmler, and the justice of the victors in Nuremberg. The only one, my eldest brother Norman, who was 11 and a half years older than me, he used to say, I know our father was a criminal, but I love him, which is understandable. He had much more wonderful experiences with our father. I was the youngest one, so I hadn't. And here's my oldest sister, Sigrid. She emigrated with her second husband to South Africa because she liked very much the apartheid. So you can see how she was thinking about the death of our father. And that's the whole family, the 5 children, me in the midst, the smallest one. He wrote a lot of letters. But as a young boy, my mother used to read his letters aloud in front of her children. In the way he was writing, always had the feeling, is something wrong. I never believed him really. But if you would have met my father in private, he was a very charming guy, a very witty person. And as my eldest brother told me at home, I was too small to experience myself, at home never were spoken about Jews or against the Jews, but mostly a very witty atmosphere, which my brother very much liked. And this was a Bavarian farmer house we lived in. I had, as you can imagine, till to the end of the war, unbelievable happy times, because we had all. It is a wonderful pleasure for me to show you my scarecrow at our little lake in my garden. I got an email from America, from the United States. About 20 years ago, a lady offered me the leather coat of my father, asking me whether I'm interested to buy it. And immediately I had the idea, this is my scarecrow. This is the only thing you have earned, being a scarecrow. Two or 300,000 other sons or daughters of criminals who were very active during the time of the National Socialism. But I think I am the only one who really accused openly his father. We have a really wrong view on our crimes we have committed. So I built the only true monument. It's a big crocodile's Träne. And because it's the only honest monument. Crocodile tears is in German a saying if you are weeping out of completely wrong reasons, yes? And this is exactly what I've done. What I'm doing besides writing books or sometimes also an article is I'm visiting around Germany only on invitations, mostly in high schools, but also universities. I'm always telling them what they have to experience when a new dictatorship comes. But for about 30 years I have done, and what I have read now, about 18% of the German pupils are choosing the AfD. So, not for nothing I did it. If I look at Germany right now, giving the next election, and all what I've done, but it's not so much for democracy, is that I fear that I will, with all my work, that I will lose, yes. And it's not only the skepticism of an old man, but I think I have enough reasons that I think that all my work was for nothing. I hope that I'm wrong, but I'm really fearing that my predictions will be fulfilled. I fear it really.